Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this video because we are going to be trying out a foundation that has been living rent-free in my mind for a hot minute. I think I may have missed out on the best foundation launch of 2023. I have been binge watching end of the year favorites videos, and creator after creator after creator, people I trust, have been raving about the Haus Labs foundation, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I made a Sephora order. So we're gonna be testing this foundation out today. I'm gonna kind of give you a rundown of all of the claims. We're gonna try it out together, and I'm also going to be doing a wear test. So at the end of the night, I will come back and let you guys know how I'm feeling about it. And then I was like, you know what, while I'm here, I may as well just pick up the matching concealer that goes along with it from Haus Labs as well. And in my Sephora order, I grabbed the new Saie Beauty Dew Blush in the shade Baby, which is such a beautiful pink. I feel like I can try this at the same time because it's like not too many new products. I have the new Cotton Candy Lip Sleeping Mask from Laneige, and that's basically gonna be the makeup look. It's gonna be very simple, but I'm gonna wear it all day long, and I can let you know if it is worth being labeled the best foundation of 2023. So let's jump on into all of the information. So it does look like there are 51 shades of this foundation, and this is not the lightest shade technically because there is one shade lighter, which is called 000 Fair Neutral. It says it's an ultra fair with neutral white undertones. From the picture on the website, it looks like it is just a white foundation. So the next shade up from that is what I grabbed, which is 015 Fair Warm, and that is described as being an ultra fair porcelain with warm rosy undertones. And this felt like the best shade for me based on the swatches, based on the models, because I did look at a few different shades and I was kind of undecided, which is actually nice. Like, it's really nice to have so many options. This foundation does retail for $45 for 1 ounce of product. It says that it's a medium coverage, weightless, clean foundation with fermented arnica that helps reduce redness and protect from environmental stress. It says it's medium coverage, a natural finish. It's a liquid foundation, as we probably already know, but I also thought I would mention that it has like 20 plus skincare ingredients, so it's supposed to be good for your skin as well. And then in the photos, it says that it conceals blemishes, it seamlessly blurs, evens the appearance of hyperpigmentation, and it also neutralizes the appearance of redness. So there's definitely a lot of claims going on. While I'm opening this up, if you are new to my channel, I'm so happy to have you here. Just want to kind of describe my skin for you really quickly, just to help you see if this review is going to be kind of on par for you and your needs. I would describe myself as having pretty fair skin. I wear the lightest foundation shade in most ranges. I would describe my undertone as being pretty neutral, but I can get away with a little bit of warmth, but I don't really feel like I can get away with a cool foundation as much. I have pretty dry skin. Obviously you can see I've got a little bit of acne going on. I'm not really sure why that is. In general, my skin is not very acne prone. It's just like I need all of the hydration I can get. And I am 26, so pretty fairly young skin. The bottle on this looks super pretty, like such a nice frosted glass. It looks very aesthetic. So at least you are getting what you pay for in that terms, even though I don't love glass bottles because once you break one, like the rest just look dangerous. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do, oh wait, actually I read in the directions it said that you're supposed to shake this foundation. So let me not forget. So there is one pump. Definitely is a little light for me. Okay. But the swatches, it didn't look that pale. So it's nice in terms of like, it is definitely a very light foundation. Like if you're super, super fair, even the lightest shade doesn't always work for you. Like this is an option. I mean, I still think I can probably make it work with some bronzer or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, definitely not my perfect shade match, but I was already kind of feeling overwhelmed when I was picking out my shade, and it was not available to swatch in my local Sephora. I grabbed a sponge. I think that this is the ColourPop sponge. It's not my favorite, but it's the only one I could find in the moment. And I went ahead and made it damp so that we could try it with a sponge on one side and then try it out with a brush on the other, because they did recommend a brush, your fingertips, or a sponge. They said any of those work with this foundation. So I'm using my F1 sponge, not a sponge, my F1 brush from Singe Beauty. So I'm just gonna go in with one pump and see how far that lasts. I definitely have been more into a brush recently over a sponge. Okay, so I mean, I feel like you can tell it has really good pigmentation, but the shade is so wrong for me. I feel kind of silly even like continuing this review because it just looks so light. Like I definitely got the wrong shade. Okay, but the coverage is there for sure. That's like not even one pump that I just used there, and like you cannot see any of the blemishes. Like obviously you can see the texture, but like actually like any of the color or anything is pretty much gone. Okay, so yeah, definitely really good coverage. I also like went through and used the Sephora shade matcher and like put my shade in multiple foundations into this one, and it kept saying like there wasn't a shade available, and I was like, I don't understand. So far, I like it enough that I could see myself returning it and purchasing it in the right shade. So I'm just gonna go in with one more pump and just use that on a sponge. I feel like the sponge right away is giving like slightly more of like a glowy appearance, but also like a little bit, maybe just a little bit less coverage on this side, like for using the same amount of product. Yeah, I mean, look at on my forehead right here, like definitely way more coverage with the brush. Kind of like the finish of the sponge side more. Like I feel like it just looks a little bit more natural on the skin. On the brush side, it looks just a little bit heavier, but overall I can see why people are liking this. It does look really pretty. It looks flattering on the skin, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know that I'm like blown away, and I'm just like, wow, like such a beautiful foundation. Like I think it looks nice, but maybe that has to do with it like not being the best shade for me. So let's go ahead and try out the concealer and see what's happening here. So I got the shade 01 Fair Neutral on the concealer. This concealer is $32 for 0.24 ounces, so basically like a quarter of an ounce. It says that the Fair Neutral is fair with balanced undertones, and that does look to be the lightest shade possible. So this might end up being a really good brightener shade for me. It says it's a long-wearing, non-comedogenic concealer that visibly blurs, brightens, conceals with medium buildable coverage that depuffs after 2 weeks of daily use. That sounds delish. And again, it's supposed to have a natural finish, and it has a bunch of skin loving ingredients. I feel like that's like the new go-to phrase for brands. Packaging looks pretty similar on this one. Kind of a cool shape again, but like overall pretty simplistic. Do a little swatch. Okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. This makes me so frustrated. How is the lightest shade of your concealer going to be way deeper than the lightest shade of your foundation? Like, I feel like you guys just need to see a swatch. Like, that concealer 100% will work for me, but I feel like it's just so frustrating that brands will like give you an option in foundation, but then you don't have an option in the matching concealer. Like, if you use that with that, it's going to look darker underneath your eyes, not brightened at all. Like, there's several brands I've tried where like I love the foundation and I'm wearing the lightest shade, and then I try their lightest shade of concealer and it's too deep. It doesn't brighten at all. Like, it's just, that will work for me. It will. But like, what about the person who actually needs this foundation shade? Or the shade even lighter? What concealer are they supposed to wear? Rant over. Let's go ahead and try her out. Just gonna add a little bit right here. Let's see. Should we do the same thing? We'll do the sponge underneath the eye, even though I don't love using a sponge anymore. And then we'll also just spot conceal just a little bit, just to see how good of a job it does at that, and because I could definitely use a little spot concealing right now. Okay, so on my Singe Beauty moment, I'm gonna go into my F02 from Singe Beauty, which I'm obsessed with, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the concealer. Just kind of patting it into the skin. So it is giving me a little bit of coverage. I feel like my under eyes are like kind of hidden, but it does look a little bit more drying. Like right away, it doesn't look like the most hydrating, glowy concealer. And that might just be because of all of the concealers I've been wearing recently. The Natasha Denona, the new Fenty Hydrating Concealer, the Laura Mercier concealer, all a little bit more on like that radiant, like not even like glowy or like luminizing, but definitely a natural finish to where like they look hydrating underneath the eyes. And this says that it, you know, is a natural finish, but I feel like compared to other concealers I've tried recently, it doesn't look super hydrating. Looks okay. Like I'm not mad at it. Just kind of stamping in the spot concealing, which it does look like it's doing a good job there. And then let's go in with the sponge and just dab her in. Just not into sponges underneath the eyes as much recently. Like I feel like the coverage is so much less. Like it looks so much better on this side. So much better. I go in with just a little bit more on this side and use my brush. I just feel like the brush is keeping the coverage where I want it a little bit better. I guess I forgot to tell you guys that I didn't really like prime my skin with like a makeup primer, but I did hydrate it really well with the Milk Makeup Moisturizer a few hours ago, and it was still feeling hydrated, which was why I didn't go in with anything else before going in with the foundation. I feel like the longer it's sitting, like it does look like a really pretty finish, especially if you like a natural matte finish, I would say, because it's not looking glowy at all on me. Like as far as like natural goes, I feel like sometimes foundations that are natural can look more glowy and be beautiful, which I love that. This is a little bit more natural matte, but just throwing a little bit of brow gel on. I feel like I'll show you guys the swatches that I saw. Like in this photo, all of the other shades that were, you know, a little bit deeper than the shade that I have on, like the undertones look just so strong, like so pigmented, like so pink, so yellow, that I was just like, I don't know. So like I want to get it in a different shade, but I'm overwhelmed at like what else to choose. Maybe 040, but let's go into the Saie Dew Blush. Super excited to try this because I have never tried one of these before, and this shade, baby, just looks so pretty. So here's what we're working with. Oh, I thought it was going to be liquid. I didn't realize it was one that you dot on. I thought it was going to have like a little pump. Okay, I was not expecting that. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back of my hand. Oh, that's such a pretty like cotton candy pink. Okay, so I just have some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to go into my Singe F03, just working my way down the line of brushes, and I'm just going to pop that on. That's super pretty. Definitely like just a really cute pink moment, and I feel like you can see the dewy like glow, which I appreciate. I feel like if I'm gonna go for a liquid blush, like I want it to look glowy. I don't want it to look matte. I promise this brush is not shedding. That is cat hair. That is cat hair in my brush. I went in with a little bit more on this side than this side, but it wasn't on purpose. It was just because of how I picked it up with the brush. She's cute. I'm kind of, I don't know, it seemed really easy to blend, so maybe I could get away with doing it on my cheek, but I don't really love doing dots. I just feel like a lot of times it makes your blend look not as seamless. Oh yeah, very pigmented. So cute. Okay. Okay, and then I also, like I said, I have the new Cotton Candy Lip Sleeping Mask. It even has like the cute little applicator. I love the smell of cotton candy, and I was super excited for that. Like that was why I bought this product, and I've already seen a few people review it and say that it doesn't smell exactly like cotton candy, so I'm like already a little bit like pre-disappointed, but let's try it out. Okay. I smell the cotton candy inspiration, but it's just a touch too fruity. But still enough that it makes you want to just like go buy cotton candy. Okay, it smells good. It doesn't smell bad, but it's not as like cotton candy perfect as I would have wanted it, so I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this. I don't know how purple it's gonna look. Cute, it looks like a mauve. Definitely not mad at that at all. All right, so here is the finished look. I feel like my skin looks really pretty. I do like the overall appearance of the foundation. I feel like it's giving like a natural matte, like perfected look without being heavy. I do just like keep staring at my skin and thinking about how much the shade is wrong, but right now it is 2:44, so hopefully I can give you guys like a good 7 or 8 hour wear test before I come back. Off camera, I'm going to throw on the new Blend Bunny mascara. I'll have a short up on YouTube in case you're wanting to see my first impression of this, so definitely check that out, and I will see you in a few hours. Okay, y'all, it is currently 10:05. I don't know if you can see that right there. So I've been wearing my full face of makeup for about 7.5 hours, and I have to say that the wear test has kind of made me fall in love with everything that I tried today. So for the foundation, I think it looks so good for being a full day's wear. I took a very intense nap, like I was just completely passed out in the pillows, and when I woke up and looked in the mirror, I was like, okay, my foundation actually still looks really good. I genuinely cannot remember the last time a foundation looked this good on my nose for like a full day's wear. I kind of got like a little bit of product missing right here, but I think that's probably because of my nap. But overall, like no texture, no like getting dry or flaky. I feel like in some lightings the foundation looks a little bit more glowy, but overall it's just like continued to have a really beautiful finish, a really beautiful amount of coverage, and I'm just like, when I first filmed this, I went ahead and immediately did the return label for the foundation so that I could get a different shade. And now I'm like, should I keep this for mixing and also get like my normal shade and like have more than one, because it looks so beautiful. I'm seeing the magic now after wearing it all day long. For my nose, for not even going with a primer, for doing nothing, this is unheard of. Unheard of. And in winter, come on. Also, the concealer I feel like looks really nice underneath my eyes. I've got zero creasing. Like, I feel like it just looks like it stayed exactly where I put it. Like, if you look at where it was when I first applied it, where it is now, I don't see any difference. So I'm really happy with that. The Blend Bunny mascara, you can see, like, looks so pretty. I did do a whole like little YouTube short if you want to see my first impression of it. I did get like a tiny bit of smudging underneath my eyes, but I think that's because I was napping and like my eyes were watering, and I wouldn't count that against it at all. I'm going to continue to test that out. And then lastly, the Dew Blush. Look at my blush still, you guys. Like, that's like almost 8 hours of wear and it still looks like glowy and pretty. You can still see it on the cheeks, so pretty happy with that too. So overall, final thoughts, I can see why people are calling this the best foundation of 2023. I'm seeing it. I'm believing it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more wear tests in the future. If you find them helpful, I can definitely try to incorporate them more, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.